This is in the District Court of Butler County, Kansas, case entitled State of Kansas versus Lucretia Faye Freeman, case number 2025-CR366. Brett Sweeney appears for the State of Kansas. Joseph Favre is defense counsel. Defendant Lucretia Faye Freeman appears apparently on Zoom, despite the court's specific order that was made back on December the 17th that she appear at the Judicial Center. Ms. Freeman, would you explain for the record why you haven't complied with the court's order?
Judge, it was
just a minute, Mr. Favre. I'm asking her.
Okay.
Because Your Honor, I couldn't take off of work. Like, it was a matter of keeping my job or not keeping my job.
Well, if this were a traditional in-person proceeding, you would have just blown off court today and instead stayed at work, choosing work over your appearance on a felony case?
No, sir. But I was under the impression that it was a conference for my trial at the beginning of March. So I thought that, I didn't think it was an important, like, I did think it was important, but I have to keep a job as well. So I thought that I would see if I could do it this way.
Mr. Favre, now you may address the court.
Judge, that's basically right. Ms. Freeman called me. She's been on top of her case, and she said that she was going to lose her job if she did not have the ability to appear. Her job is located some distance away from the courthouse, and so I provided her the Zoom link because I didn't want her to be unemployed, and I knew that the court had told her, and I'm not trying to defy the court's orders. I just didn't want her to lose her job.
Even though you did. Even though you did.
I did. You're right. Yep. Sorry.
So what is the announcement for today, Mr. Favre?
Judge, this is a plea agreement. It's a misdemeanor plea. Ms. Freeman has entered a plea agreement with the state. She'll be pleading to count 2, possession of paraphernalia.
Is that correct, Mr. Sweeney?
It is correct, Your Honor, and we're ready to proceed if the court is ready to take a plea given the circumstances.
Court is consulting the charging document. Count 2 would be possession of paraphernalia for use, a Class B non-person misdemeanor. It's the court's understanding, Ms. Freeman, that you could resolve your case today by entering a plea of guilty and accepting conviction for possession of paraphernalia for use, the misdemeanor, and then the state in return would be dismissing the felony count. Is that indeed your intention?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the state's charging document, this took place on May 31 of 2025. Is that when it happened?
Yes, sir.
And it happened somewhere, according to them, in Butler County, Kansas. Where was it?
In Augusta, Your Honor.
And they allege that you had were in possession of drug paraphernalia. What was the drug paraphernalia you were in possession of?
I believe a glass pipe.
All right. They also allege a small baggie apparently used to contain a controlled substance, but and you acknowledge that glass pipe could be used to ingest controlled substances into the human body?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that a Class B misdemeanor in Kansas is punishable by up to 6 months in the county jail and up to a $1,000 fine or both?
Yes, sir.
Do you now freely, knowingly, and voluntarily enter a plea of guilty and accept conviction for possession of paraphernalia for use, a Class B non-person misdemeanor?
Yes, sir.
Court finds that there's a factual basis to support the charge. The defendant has been made aware of the possible penalties, and that this is a free and voluntary act on the defendant's part. Court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty and find her convicted of Class B misdemeanor possession of paraphernalia for use. Count 1, the possession of methamphetamine charge, is dismissed pursuant to plea agreement. We will proceed to sentencing in the case at this time. Mr. Sweeney, what is your recommendation regarding an appropriate sentence?
Thank you, Your Honor. So the state's recommending, Your Honor, 6 months in the Butler County Jail. We're not requesting a fine. We are requesting court costs in the matter. There was a KBI laboratory report that was completed that indicated a small amount of methamphetamine. We are seeking $400 in restitution for that. We're asking that Ms. Freeman be placed on a court services probation for a period of 12 months. Part of the recommendations to the court regarding that probation are that she obtained a drug and alcohol evaluation and that she followed through with the recommendations of whatever that evaluation are within a timely manner. Standard conditions above and beyond that. I think specifically for Ms. Freeman, a prohibition against disreputable places or people is probably pretty appropriate. Attorney's fees if appropriate, and that's all I have in the way of recommendations, Your Honor.
Mr. Favre, your recommendations regarding an appropriate sentence?
Judge, those are joint recommendations.
How much are your fees in the representation of this client, Mr. Favre?
$1,100.
All right, Ms. Freeman, the court will address you personally and ask you if you have any statements that you wish to make in mitigation of punishment or anything further that you would like to present to the court.
No, sir.
Ms. Freeman, where are you currently working? That was so important that you couldn't be here today.
For Retail Odyssey, it's a retail company, merchandising company.
Full-time job?
Yes.
How much money do you make at that job?
I make $11.75 an hour. I usually get 40 hours a week, so.
Very well. Thank you for that information. The court point out sentence in the case. For the offense of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class B misdemeanor, the court will impose a controlling sentence of 6 months in the Butler County Jail. Court imposes no fine. Court does grant the defendant 12 months reporting probation to be supervised by court services. Conditions including reporting to an officer as directed, observing all laws, following all standard conditions of court services probation. The defendant is ordered to obtain an approved substance abuse evaluation within 30 days of today's date and follow any treatment or other recommendations made by that evaluation, including any aftercare follow-up that might be necessary. Ms. Freeman, did you serve any jail prior to today on this case?
Yeah, well, the weekend, whenever I got arrested, I was there the whole weekend. And then I was OR'd out on Monday. So,
Mr. Sweeney, if you would make sure that the sentencing journal entry reflects the proper amount of jail time credit days that Ms. Freeman is entitled to.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
This court will require the defendant to immediately call the Butler County Court Services Office at the conclusion of this hearing and follow their direction regarding future reporting. Ms. Freeman, can you write down a phone number?
yes. Well, I can put it in my phone, I think.
Perhaps even better.
Okay.
Put in area code 316.
Okay.
322.
316. Sorry, give me just a second. 316-322.
4153.
53.
And follow that office's direction regarding your probation requirements, including reporting. This court will be assessing, in this case, the misdemeanor docket fee, a misdemeanor probation fee, $400 to the KBI laboratory, a $100 bids application fee, and $1,100 in legal fees as incurred in the case. Court finds that the defendant is not going to be incarcerated at this juncture, has a full-time job, that if she's allowed to pay out these amounts over a period of time, should not work a financial hardship on her or a family member. Beginning with the calendar month of March, Ms. Freeman, I'm going to order you to pay at least $125 a month on these obligations. You can pay more if your financial circumstances allow, but $125 a month minimum beginning with March of 2026 and every subsequent month until your case is paid in full. I don't think that there's any other costs for the court to consider that I haven't already announced. Mr. Sweeney, are you aware of anything?
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Ms. Freeman, you've got some obligations that you need to meet on your probation program in the case. We're going to take a rehabilitative approach at this point rather than a punishment approach. I hope that you do better about following directions regarding reporting to court services than you apparently do when you're instructed by a court to appear at a certain place at a certain time. Because if you don't report to court services the way they tell you to, you're going to be in further trouble before this court. If I were you, I wouldn't let that happen. Mr. Sweeney, is there any other sentencing related matter that you believe the court still needs to address?
No, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Favre, anything further?
No, Judge, thank you.
All right. Under certain limited circumstances, you may have the right to appeal one or more orders made by this court. If you're going to file an appeal, Ms. Freeman, that has to be done within 14 days after this judgment in court. Further, you may at some point in the future have the right to seek expungement of this offense. There are certain statutory limitations. You can get further legal advice if you ever want to pursue that. You have any questions about what the court has done here today, Ms. Freeman?
No, Your Honor.
Make that call as soon as we get off of this meeting, okay?
Yes.
All right. If there's nothing further then, the Lucretia Freeman matter will currently be in recess, and this meeting may be ended for all at this time.
ये केस बटलर काउंटी डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट का है जहां लुक्रेशिया फे फ्रीमैन अपनी फेलोनी हियरिंग पर फिजिकल कोर्ट में प्रेजेंट होने के बजाय जूम पर अपीयर होती है, जबकि जज ने स्पेसिफिकली ऑर्डर दिया था कि वो जुडिशियल सेंटर आए। जज का टोन शुरू से ही स्ट्रिक्ट था। अगर ये ट्रेडिशनल प्रोसीडिंग होती तो क्या आप काम चूज करती? फ्रीमैन ने कहा कि उसे अपनी जॉब बचानी थी। ड्रामा यहाँ एस्केलेट होता है जब फेलोनी मेथ पोजेशन चार्ज प्लीडिंग के थ्रू डिसमिस होता है और वो सिर्फ मिसडेमेनर पैराफर्नेलिया पर गिल्टी प्लीड करती है। जज उसे 6 months जेल सेंटेंस देता है, लेकिन प्रोबेशन ग्रांट करता है। साथ ही वार्निंग भी देता है कि अगर कोर्ट सर्विसेज को इग्नोर किया तो फर्दर ट्रबल होगा। ये एक क्लासिक कोर्ट रूम पावर मोमेंट था, डिसिप्लिन वर्सेस सर्वाइवल।